Race number 5 at Belmont Park. It's Australia race number 8 for our Singapore viewers that will be joining us. It's over the 2100 metres. A good field going around here, but I feel like there's a standout horse.
Absolutely, and it carries those famous colours of the cerise and white, Adam. We'll go straight into that replay of Romello with a slashing run behind In This Life.
From Von Coney, Polonise and Futurism. Romello headed the others with the flirt coming down the middle. Gloryland under the whip, 250 to go from Rare Selection, In This Life, Tangier, Futurism. Romello winding up down the outside with his run. In This Life hit the front with 100 left to go. Romello flying on the outside. In This Life, Romello diving.
Yeah, it was 8th around the bend, as you can see there in that race, and just flashed home late. I thought it was actually going to get there at one stage. Spoke to Alana Williams, of course Grant Williams' wife, straight after the race, and she said, imagine what's going to happen when this gelding realises how to race. He's just apparently just runs around. He's just having a bit of fun out there as well. But I think the step up to 2100 metres, although second up and a big step up, is going to be ideal. Barrier 5 should get a really nice run, and for mine, this horse is going to play a big part in our Spring Carnival a little bit later on.
A lot of those Lark Hill gallopers and Lark Hill trainers have a lot of luck going first up into a mile and then second up over about 2000, 2200, and this galloper's no excuse. I think it'll handle the 2200 quite comfortably. We've also got number 1, Karalabek, one of those gallopers who won first up over 1600 metres and then went on to perform really well at 2200.
Yeah, since then it's just been a bridesmaid, hasn't it? 3 seconds in a row, and it sort of summarises this galloper's career a bit. 9 starts, it's had the 3 wins, but 5 placings, and all of those times it's been the favourite in the race as well. Drawing the absolute car park here with the 57 kilos. The winkers go on as well. Karalabek can definitely win the race, needs a little bit of luck. I just think it might run into the better one of Romello.
You've got to hope for speed, Karalabek. It'll get back, and as it usually does, we'll be running on and probably second again at it. But we've also got number 4 in here, No Diggers. Now this horse opened up at $41. It's a grinding type, a grinding European import. I think if they get going on it early, if they have some sort of plan of attack, I think it can definitely run a race. I'm hoping that they pull out around the 7-600 grind, make it into a real staying test. This horse could be there at the end.
Yeah, I didn't want to put it in my numbers at all, but when you take a look at the form lines, especially on a soft and heavy track, there was no way that you couldn't. This is where the horse really finds its own over the 2000 metres plus. Loves running on the soft and heavy tracks, as I mentioned. Hasn't won for 668 days. This horse, I think they had pretty good opinions on. We've mentioned that before, and it really hasn't lived up to that. And look, it's probably, as I said, a $41 chance on a Saturday in the West as well. So we're still a little bit unsure about it. But if there is a race that's going to suit, it is this one, as you mentioned. And I'm with you. I think this is a type we know is going to be able to run all day. So Jordan Mallion from Barrier 4, get a nice cushy run earlier. Say catch me if you can, and just continue to work through the line. So I have put it in my 4 as well. But as I said, I think there's a standout one in this race. Number 5, Romello. From number 1, Karalabek. 8, Our Mate Al, and 4, No Diggers.
I'm with you, Adam. Number 5, Romello on top from 1, Karalabek, 4, No Diggers, and 12, TOPPA DAWOZZA.
Race number 6 at Belmont Park is Australia race number 10 for our Singapore viewers. It's over the 1400 metres. A lot of these horses raced against each other last start, and they couldn't catch the impressive Great Shot.
Yeah, there's only one real form line, and that's the one. We'll go straight into the replay of Great Shot leading them a merry dance last start.
John down on the rail, second last, and the tail ender just like that. 300 left to go, and Bullet and Great Shot gave them the go-by. Raced about 3 in front. Here comes Scales of Justice, Early Sun, Klondike Kenny, Shady Grey weaving their way through with 100 left to go. Great Shot is the leader. A length and a half, Scales of Justice and Shady Grey, but Great Shot's going to do it all the way. Great Shot.
Really good performance here by the gelding by Magnus. It trialled the house down when winning by 4 lengths over Windswept. We saw Windswept race well before that, but then for this horse to come out against really good company as well. We have to remember the Cobbler have been racing in the Guineas types of races as well and been very competitive. We know Scales of Justice is a nice type. See Me Sizzle's shown class as well. So to come out, lead this field from a wide gate and kick away and end up winning by a half length over Shady Grey, thought it was a really good performance here. But I do have a couple of question marks leading into this race. As I said, I don't think it'll suit leaders at all. I think the 1400 metres really brings other horses into the race, and I think some of these other horses being second up, like the Cobbler and the Types, will really be more suited than Great Shot will.
It was an impressive win though, wasn't it, last start when Craig Staples released the brakes. The horse just went bang, and it's basically the same, almost the same race as last start, just a few different dynamic shifts. We've also got the 3s you mentioned, Adam, Scales of Justice from the Lindsay Smith yard. Now, was a little bit keen in the run last start behind Great Shot. I thought it was a pretty good run. 2 kilo swing now on Great Shot as well, which is a big advantage. Drawn perfectly in Barrier 5, has won on a soft track, has never won at the track, 3 attempts for 3 placings, and has placed second up as well. Scales of Justice has got the form lines there, Vega Magic, Perfect Reflection form lines. As you said, was a bit keen through the early stages of the running, but it'll be right there, and it for mine is one of the horses to beat. Number 1 as well, as you mentioned, Cobbler. Now this horse racing in a few of the good races at the start of this preparation for him, and Really nice horse, just hasn't been able to crack it for a really good race win.
On form, he's the best horse in the race, there's no doubt about that. You take a look at the Group 2 Guineas runs and the ones from last campaign, the Magic Millions. It was a massive effort when having a big break to run behind Let It Slip as well. Drawn perfectly here in barrier 4 with the 58.5 kilos. This horse is much better than its record suggests. It has just always been thrown against the good company. And with a 2 kilo swing on Great Shot for only 1.5 length of feet, strict fitter for that performance as well. Like Windsweep, this horse needed the run. You could see it in the mounting yard as well. That is the way that I'm going to be tipping. Number 1, the Cobbler, from 3, Scales of Justice, 2, Great Shot, and 14, 12 rounds.
3 on top for me, Adam. Scales of Justice from 8, Checkers, 6, See Me Sizzle, and 11, Gentleman.
Race number 7 at Belmont Park. It's Australia. Race number 12 is a Group 3 at Belmont sprint over the 1,400 metres, and we know the class of runners that are going to be present in this.
Jay, I'm very excited for this race, Adam, as we saw at the Roma Cup. These are the types of horses that brings the crowds to the races. I can't wait. Let's have a look at the Roma Cup again, and Battle Hero winning.
For a way out also, and they're being followed by Checkpoint. Down on the inside, Countryman. Lucky Gray trying to work his way through now and across heels. Proceed with Cautions coming down the outside. Magnificio hit the front. The run comes for Battle Hero. He's sprinting quickly. Battle Hero goes to Magnificio. Lucky Gray coming down the outside, but Battle Hero with a bit of Pike perfection.
It was a really good performance there by Battle Hero, and even better ride by William Pike. To sat there on the fence, got the cushy run, waited for it to open, and off he went, and this horse proved too good. It was well supported on course as well. $6.50 into about $4.80 when they jumped, winning by a half length. Barrier 4 again here gets that nice run, and for mine is well suited, or much more suited, over the 1,400 metres to the 12. So there's no doubt that this horse can run a really good race. But the other two that will clearly be around it in the betting is Lucky Gray and Magnificio as well. Lucky Gray was held up at that stage, and I think, speaking of Trevor Andrews and Sean O'Donnell, all this was about was just getting through the run. This horse has not got past that 1,200 metre race for the past few years. Got held up, attacked the line well. The step up to 1,400 metres was suit, and I think we'll get, as I said, a really good run from barrier 6. And I thought Magnificio was really good considering she went forward. I'd love to see from barrier 7 with the blinkers off, go back, relax, and show that turn of foot late as well. I think the 1,400 metres again, although she's got a stellar record over 12, as she's got older, I think the 1,400 has suited more.
They were all huge runs. Magnificio I have my slight doubts about, though. That was a very tough run, and it's still stuck on really well at the end there. The other ones that caught the eye were Hazardbeal and Countryman out of that race as well. Also got Wink and a Nod, who returns after racing really well and picking up 2 listed races last prep.
Yeah, on stats, it's hard to go with Wink and a Nod over the types of Magnificio. I go back to the last time they met in the Sheila Gwynn and lost to Magnificio by a length, and actually meets at 2 kilos worse now. Now, barrier 1, Justin Warwick said everything was in his favour. We saw Lucy win from barrier 1 on 2 occasions on Wednesday at Belmont Park as well, but will need some luck. But with this horse, you take out every single stat when you know that it's going to be a soft track. It's as simple as that. 5 attempts, 4 victories and a second. I think it was only your first or second week in Perth, and I mentioned this to you, and she just runs, she's a completely different animal. She could carry 65 in the wet, and I'd be confident being on her as well. So she has to come into the numbers, and we've got another very good soft tracker in the race as well, which I know that you've gone to social media about. Number 8, Countryman. Take a listen to some of these stats. Second up, 6 attempts, 5 victories and a third. 5 attempts on a soft track for 2 victories and 2/3. The blinkers go on here as well. Was beaten 5 lengths by Battle Hero. Opened up $126.
Absolutely crazy for mine, Adam. I marked it down as a long shot, but probably about $41, $51. We want to see it do something before we get excited about it, but 126 was just crazy, crazy overs. As you mentioned, blinkers go on, and I think Nick Cox has some sort of opinion of this horse.
Yeah, it certainly does. I had it in my 4 and I pushed it out for Wink and a Nod just because of the soft track, but I think it's massive overs there. Let's take a look at the selections. I'm going to go with the grey. Number 1, Lucky Gray on top. From 3, Battle Hero. 9, Magnificio, and 11, Wink and a Nod.
I've got the 11 on top, Wink and a Nod. She can improve the lengths in the wet. From 3, Battle Hero, 1, Lucky Gray, and 9, Magnificio.
Race number 8 at Belmont Park. It's Australia race number 14 for our Singapore viewers, and it's over the 1,400 metres. Again, a lot of these runners been going against each other, and then we throw in Proceed with Caution as well, which comes from the Group 3 Roma Cup.
Absolutely, Adam. 3 major form lines, but we'll go straight into the replay horse. Number 11, Desi's Dream, winning impressively in her Australian debut.
On the outside, going up quickly. Desi's Dream down near the inside, pushing up along the rail. Down the outside, You're Up, just trying to hold Juventus in across heels. Snack Pack further back, Pretentious Chant inside the 200. Went to the lead from Bombs Away. Juventus, Desi's Dream winding up on the inside. Pretentious Chant. Here's Desi's Dream, Juventus, Pretentious Chant, and Desi's Dream. Desi's, I think.
I found this race really hard to analyse because it was impressive for different reasons. The performance as a whole was not impressive whatsoever, but the grinding effort, the never give in, carrying the weight against the 3-year-olds as well, the 57 kilos for the first run in the West, that was impressive. And I think more so as well, even though it has won 3 times over 1,000 metres now, I don't think the horse wants that distance at all now. That was very obvious and clear by the step up here to 1,400 metres as well. So although a really good performance, I still have question marks now going straight up to a 72 plus, drawn the car park, but I think we'll appreciate the step up in distance and the weight off the back.
Much better suited, and the soft track as well. We all know that Kiwis usually, they're born and bred in the wet, so they should be able to get through it. I'm really keen on that one actually, even though barrier 13 is a query. Be running on late after the track's chopped up with a bit of rain. In the race, we've also got number 4 Military Ruler, who we've spoken about previously in the show. A lot of form lines around this horse.
Yeah, really strong horse. Came second in a 72 plus 2, start to go by short neck, then stepped up to a 78 plus, won that beating Respondent, now drops back down to a 72 plus. So it has to go up to 3.5 kilos from what it carried when it ran second 2 starts ago. Barrier 1, drawn perfectly, has a very good track and distance record, has won on the soft track as well. William Pike on board. There's a lot of positives. My biggest concern again is that I think they'll be running on strongly, so it'll want something to chase out in front, and it'll need to hope that they can certainly be in that forward position and win on the day.
I honestly can't believe you're on top selection. Tell us a little bit about number 3, Mickey Two Toes.
Yeah, number 3, Mickey Two Toes. Look, I was a big fan of Gigante last start, had it on top, and I thought this was a really strong run behind that horse. You go through the form lines as well behind Kenosha and Lunar Eclipse. They're there and abouts. This horse doesn't win out of turn too often. 42 career starts for 8 victories and 12 placings, but I think the biggest thing here is barrier 2. It jumped from barrier 11 last start and did absolutely nothing wrong. I prefer this horse over the 1,400 metres from the 12 as well. It was shown that it can get through the track, and I think that it can certainly be probably the most consistent in the form lines here, so I'm going to have it on top. From number 2, Rays in Dubai, which are really impressed over the 1,000 metres last start. Number 4, Military Ruler, and 11, Dezzie's Dream.
Number 11 on top for me, Dezzie's Dream from 4, Military Ruler. 10, Spin to Wheels, and 1, Proceed with Caution. Time
now to turn our attention to the best bets, and I'm going to go with race 2, number 4, Dart Musket again. Let us down last start, but with 51 kilos, I can't leave it out. And race 5, number 5, Romello, which I think is the best of the card.
Sucker for punishment. Race number 2, number 3, Tradesman for me, and race 8, number 11, Dezzie's Dream.
Hopefully we found you plenty of winners throughout this program. Make sure you do follow us on social media, perthracing.com.au for the website as well, and all of the event information. On behalf of both of us, we'll see you again next week with another edition of the DAWOZZA.